Ever wondered what a $18 million bus looks like? Yeah, that's right. 18 million bucks for a bus. But this ain't just any bus. It's the Dubai Super Bus, and it's basically a private jet on wheels. We're talking missile tech materials, space shuttle doors, and seats that feel like getting a massage. Oh, and it can hit 250 kilometers per h. Crazy, right? But that's just the tip of the iceberg in our tour of the 10 most insane luxury buses in the world. 4Travel IH45, Texas-sized luxury. Picture this, a mansion on wheels cruising through Texas. That's the 4Travel IH45, our first stop on this insane luxury bus world tour. But hold up, this ain't just any RV. We're talking about a $1.3 million beast that'll make your house look like a cardboard box. So what makes this thing worth more than most people's homes? Let's break it down. First off, you got 4 roof air conditioners. Yeah, 4. Because one just ain't enough when you're rolling through the Lone Star State in summer. And forget about those boring old bus floors. The IH45's got LED floor lighting that'll make you feel like you're walking into a high-end club every time you step inside. But here's where it gets really crazy. This bus has a 20,000 kilowatt generator. That's enough juice to power a small town. You could probably run your neighbor's AC and still have power left over for a block party. It's like having your own personal power plant on wheels. The inside of this thing is pure luxury. We're talking custom hardwood cabinetry, plush leather seating, and a kitchen that'll make Gordon Ramsay jealous. There's even a washer and dryer on board, so you can do your laundry while cruising down the highway. And don't even get me started on the bathroom. It's got a full-size shower that's probably nicer than the one in your house. But wait, there's more. The 4Travel IH45 comes with a bunch of high-tech features that'll blow your mind. You got GPS navigation, multiple flat-screen TVs, and a sound system that'll make you feel like you're at a concert. There's even a central vacuum system, so you can keep this rolling mansion spotless without lugging around a heavy vacuum cleaner. Now you might be thinking, this bus sounds amazing, but what about safety? Well, 4Travel's got you covered there too. The IH45 comes with a bunch of advanced safety features like adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, and lane departure warnings. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your luxury home on wheels. But here's the thing. As mind-blowing as the 4Travel IH45 is, it's just the beginning of our journey through the world of insane luxury buses. We're talking about vehicles that redefine what it means to travel in style. The IH45 might be the king of the American road, but wait till you see what's cruising around in other parts of the world. So buckle up, but like in a super comfy leather-wrapped seatbelt, because we're about to jet across the Pacific for our next stop on this tour of ridiculous luxury. Trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. Dream Sleeper, Japan's rolling hotel room. Forget everything you know about overnight bus trips. In Japan, they've taken luxury to a whole new level. What if I told you there's a bus where you never have to share a bathroom or bump elbows with strangers? The Dream Sleeper is about to change the game, and you won't believe the amenities packed into this mobile hotel. So here's the deal. Japan's got this crazy idea to make overnight bus travel feel like you're staying at a 5-star hotel. No more cramped seats, no more fighting for armrest space, and definitely no more trying to sleep while the guy next to you snores like a chainsaw. The Dream Sleeper is all about giving you your own private space to relax and actually get some shut-eye while you're on the road. Let's talk about these private rooms. Each one's got electric reclining seats that you can adjust to find that perfect sleeping position. And they don't just throw you in there with nothing. You get your own personal amenity kit, just like you would in a fancy hotel. We're talking toothbrush, eye mask, the whole 9 yards. It's like they took all the best parts of a hotel room and somehow managed to cram them into a bus. But here's the real game changer. Each room has its own bathroom. Yeah, you heard that right. No more waiting in line to use a tiny, gross shared bathroom that smells like, well, you know. On the Dream Sleeper, you've got your own private throne. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference when you're trying to get comfortable on an overnight trip. Now, you might be wondering why this bus is so perfect for night routes. Well, it's all about the details. The Japanese are serious about their sleep, and it shows in how they designed this thing. Everything from the lighting to the temperature control is set up to help you drift off into dreamland. And because you're not sharing space with a bunch of strangers, you don't have to worry about someone's phone going off at 3 a.m. or people chatting all night. But the Dream Sleeper isn't just about comfort. It's also about bringing a little bit of Japanese culture to the road. The whole experience is designed to be calm, clean, and super efficient. It's like they took all the best parts of Japanese hospitality and put them on wheels. From the moment you step on board, you're treated like a VIP guest at a high-end ryokan. So how does the Dream Sleeper make sure you actually get a peaceful night's sleep? It's all about the little touches. The seats are designed to absorb vibrations from the road, so you're not bouncing around all night. The air conditioning is whisper quiet, and they even use special sound dampening materials to keep outside noise to a minimum. It's like they've thought of everything to make sure you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. But here's the thing, as comfy as the Dream Sleeper is, it's just the beginning of our journey through the world of insane luxury buses. We're about to see some rides that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about travel. So get ready, because our next stop is going to take the idea of comfort on the road to a whole new level. Von Lane MCI J4500, first class office on wheels. You thought first class air travel was the peak of luxury for business trips? Think again. There's a new player in town that's got executives ditching their plane tickets. What if you could turn your travel time into your most productive hours of the day? Enter Von Lane's MCI J4500, a bus that's changing the game for business travel. This ain't your average coach. It's a mobile office that's giving first-class flights a run for their money. Von Lane's taken the idea of business travel and flipped it on its head, creating a space where CEOs can actually get stuff done while they're on the move. So what makes this bus so special? For starters, it's got 22 leather seats that recline like you wouldn't believe. We're talking comfort that'll make you forget you're on a bus at all. And the interior? It's spacious enough that you won't feel like you're crammed in with a bunch of strangers. It's like they took the best parts of a fancy office and put them on wheels. But here's where it gets really crazy. Von Lane's got an onboard assistance service that's basically like having your own personal butler. Need a coffee? They got you. Need help with some paperwork? No problem. It's like having your own PA right there on the bus with you. Now you might be thinking, sure, it sounds comfy, but can I really get any work done? Well, let me tell you, these buses are set up for serious productivity. We're talking high-speed internet, plenty of power outlets, and even spaces for impromptu meetings. You could close $1 million deal while cruising down the highway if you wanted to. And that's exactly what some executives are doing. One business bigwig said he's actually getting more done on these buses than he would if he was stuck in an airport or on a plane. It's changing the whole game for regional business travel. Think about it. No more wasted hours going through security, waiting at the gate, or sitting on the tarmac. With Von Lane, your travel time becomes work time. And for trips between cities that are too close for flights but too far for a regular drive, it's the perfect solution. Von Lane's targeting those business pros who are always on the go, especially for short to medium distances. They're offering something that air travel just can't match. A seamless, productive journey from city center to city center. No need to head out to some far-flung airport or deal with all the hassle that comes with flying. But Von Lane isn't just about work. They've created an experience that's luxurious enough to make you actually look forward to your business trip. It's like they've taken all the best parts of first-class air travel and brought them down to earth. So next time you're planning a business trip, you might want to think twice before booking that flight. Because Von Lane's proving that sometimes the best way to get ahead in business is to take the road less traveled, literally. But as mind-blowing as Von Lane's setup is, it's just the beginning of what's possible when it comes to mobile offices. Our next stop takes the idea of a business bus and cranks it up to 11. We're talking about a ride that's so tricked out it makes Von Lane look like your average city bus. Get ready, because we're about to see what happens when a CEO decides that a regular office on wheels just ain't enough. Saptco's Mercedes-Benz Travego, the CEO's mobile HQ. Forget about settling for a mobile office. How about a rolling empire? Saptco's got a ride that's so over the top it's practically a Fortune 500 company on wheels. Ever wondered what it'd be like to run a multinational corporation from the highway? Well, Saptco's custom Mercedes-Benz Travego is here to show us what happens when a CEO decides a regular office bus just ain't enough. This thing is designed to be the ultimate mobile headquarters for the big boss who can't afford to waste a minute of their day. So how do you cram a whole office into a bus? Saptco's got it figured out. They've packed this thing with meeting spaces that'll make your company's boardroom look like a broom closet. We're talking service tables for spreading out important documents and screens for giving presentations on the go. It's like they took the fanciest corner office and somehow made it mobile. But here's where it gets really crazy. This bus has its own cafeteria. Yeah, you heard that right. No more wasting time on lunch breaks or settling for sad vending machine sandwiches. The Saptco Travego's got you covered with gourmet meals right there on the bus. It's like having your own personal chef while you're cruising down the highway. Now you might be thinking, who needs this much luxury on a bus? Well, it turns out a lot of high-level execs are all about this life. These mobile offices are becoming a big deal for CEOs who can't afford to lose productivity just because they're traveling. With the Saptco Travego, they can keep running their empire no matter where they are. And it's not just about the fancy features. This bus is designed to handle up to 15 people comfortably. That means you can bring your whole team along for important meetings or brainstorming sessions. It's like having a full-on corporate retreat, but you're actually getting somewhere while you do it. But the real magic of this bus is how it keeps CEOs productive on the go. Think about all the time that usually gets wasted when traveling between cities for meetings. With the Saptco Travego, that downtime becomes prime work time. Execs can prep for big presentations, have strategy sessions with their team, or even close major deals, all while on the road. And it's not just talk. Some serious business has gone down on buses like these. We're talking about deals and decisions that shape whole industries made while cruising down the highway. It's changing the way top-level execs think about travel and work. The trend of these mobile offices is only getting bigger. More and more companies are seeing the value in giving their top dogs a workspace that can go wherever they need to be. It's not just about luxury anymore, it's about staying competitive in a world where every minute counts. But as mind-blowing as Saptco's Mercedes-Benz Travego is, it's just one stop on our tour of insane luxury buses. We've seen how the big bosses roll, but what about when you want to travel in style without worrying about work? Our next stop is going to show you what happens when luxury buses are all about pure indulgence. Get ready, because we're about to see a ride that'll make you forget all about boring old work trips. Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo, the land yacht. You thought CEO buses were wild? Buckle up, because we're about to tour a $3 million monster that's basically a yacht on wheels. Ever wonder what happens when you take the luxury of a penthouse, the opulence of a super yacht, and somehow cram it all into a bus? The Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo is about to blow your mind. This ain't just some fancy bus, it's a whole new level of luxury on the road. Marchi Mobile got some top designers to create this thing, and they went all out with the best materials money can buy. It's like they looked at a regular bus and said, nah, let's make it way crazier. So what makes this bus worth more than most people's houses? For starters, it's got a bathroom that's fancier than most hotels. We're talking marble everywhere. And the kitchen? It's not just a little microwave and a mini fridge. This thing's got a full gourmet setup that'd make Gordon Ramsay jealous. But here's where it gets really wild. The Element Palazzo has a glass rooftop lounge. Yeah, you heard that right. While you're cruising down the highway, you can chill up top and watch the stars. It's like having your own private planetarium, but it's moving. Now, you might be thinking, sure, it's fancy, but is it smart? Well, Marchi Mobile didn't just focus on making it luxurious. They packed this bus with some serious tech. You can control everything from the temperature to the lights to the sound system. It's like living in a futuristic smart home, but you're actually on the road. But here's the crazy part. Even though this bus is all about luxury, it's actually pretty good for the environment. Marchi Mobile used a bunch of sustainable materials and advanced tech to make sure this beast isn't just burning through fuel like crazy. It's like they figured out how to make a super fancy bus that doesn't completely wreck the planet. This Element Palazzo is changing how people think about traveling on the road. It's not just for rich folks who want to show off. Celebrities and big-time business people are actually using these things for real travel. It's like having a private jet, but for the highway. The Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo is more than just a fancy bus. It's showing that you don't have to choose between luxury and being smart about the environment. It's proving that you can have all the crazy amenities of a super yacht or a penthouse, but still be able to hit the open road. But as mind-blowing as the Element Palazzo is, it's just one stop on our tour of insane luxury buses. We've seen how the ultra-rich can turn a bus into a rolling mansion. But what about when you want to travel in style and feel like royalty? Our next stop is going to show you how they do luxury buses in Vietnam, and trust me, it's going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about bus travel. Car Mobile Palace, Vietnam's royal road trip. We've seen European luxury, but Vietnam's taking bus travel to a whole new level. Ever wonder what it's like to cruise through rice paddies in a mobile palace? The Dakar Mobile Palace isn't just a fancy name, it's bringing royal treatment to the open road. Dakar's not messing around when it comes to luxury buses. They've created something that's part high-end hotel, part time machine. The Mobile Palace has 22 rooms that look like they're straight out of an old-school Vietnamese royal court. We're talking intricate designs, comfy beds, and entertainment systems that'll make you forget you're even on a bus. But how does a Vietnamese bus company compete with the big dogs of European luxury? It's all about blending culture with cutting-edge tech. Dakar's taken traditional Vietnamese palace design and somehow crammed it into a bus. It's like touring the country's rich history while zipping down modern highways. Each room in the mobile palace is decked out to make you feel like actual royalty. You got your own space to chill, a bed that's probably comfier than the one you got at home, and screens to keep you entertained on long trips. It's like having your own little hotel room that just happens to be cruising through Vietnam. Now here's where it gets really wild. This bus has a full-body massage function. Yeah, you heard that right. While you're rolling past ancient temples and bustling cities, you can get a spa treatment. It's like they took the idea of relaxing on vacation and cranked it up to 11. So who's actually riding in these mobile palaces? Turns out it's a mix of high-rolling tourists, celebs, and business big shots. Vietnam's luxury travel scene is blowing up and people are shelling out serious cash to experience the country in style. The Dakar Mobile Palace is perfect for folks who want to see Vietnam but don't want to give up their creature comforts. Dakar's not just making fancy buses, they're changing the whole game when it comes to luxury travel in Vietnam. These mobile palaces are showing that you don't need to be in Europe or Dubai to get a top-tier travel experience. They're putting Vietnam on the map as a serious player in the world of high-end tourism. The mobile palace is more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It's a rolling piece of Vietnamese culture, giving passengers a taste of the country's royal history while they explore. It's the kind of ride that makes the journey just as exciting as the destination. But as cool as cruising through Vietnam in a mobile palace sounds, the world of luxury buses is always evolving. If you want to see what the future of high-end travel looks like, we gotta head back to Europe. Our next stop is gonna show you a bus that looks like it came straight out of Star Trek. Get ready, because we're about to see what happens when bus designers decide to go full sci-fi. Neoplan Cityliner, the sci-fi cruiser. You thought we were joking about Star Trek, but Neoplan Cityliner is no laughing matter. This bus is so futuristic it might make you wonder if it's got a warp drive hidden somewhere. But here's the real mind-bender. How does something this sci-fi actually work on regular roads? Neoplan's not messing around when it comes to pushing the limits of bus design. They've created a ride that looks like it could take off and start exploring strange new worlds. But instead of cruising through space, it's cruising down highways and making other buses look like they're stuck in the Stone Age. So what makes the Cityliner so special? For starters, it's got room for up to 63 passengers. That's a lot of people to keep comfy. But Neoplan's figured out how to do it in style. The inside of this thing is totally customizable. We're talking onboard kitchens and meeting rooms. It's like they took a fancy hotel and somehow made it mobile. But the real magic of the Cityliner is in its brains. This bus is packed with intelligent driving systems that make it safer and smoother than your average ride. It's got stuff like lane keeping assistance and adaptive cruise control. That means it can pretty much drive itself, letting the driver focus on more important things, like making sure everyone's having a good time. Now you might be thinking, sure, it looks cool, but can it actually go? Well, hold on to your hats, because this bus has got some serious power under the hood. We're talking 520 horsepower. That's more oomph than some sports cars. It's like they took a race car engine and decided to use it to haul people around instead. But Neoplan didn't just focus on making the Cityliner fast and fancy. They designed this thing for long-distance travel. That means everything inside is set up to keep passengers comfy for hours on end. The seats are spacious, there's plenty of legroom, and they've even got special sound dampening materials to keep things quiet. It's like they want you to forget you're on a bus at all. The Cityliner's been turning heads at transportation shows all over the place. Industry pros are going crazy for its mix of high-tech features and luxurious design. It's not just a bus, it's a glimpse into what travel might look like in the future. Neoplan's really pushing bus technology forward with the Cityliner. They're showing that buses don't have to be boring or basic. With the right design and some cutting-edge tech, a bus can be just as exciting as any other form of travel, maybe even more so. But as mind-blowing as the Neoplan Cityliner is, it's just one stop on our tour of insane luxury buses. We've seen how Europe does futuristic travel, but what about when you want something a little more personal? Our next stop is taking us back to Asia, where they're redefining what it means to travel in style. Get ready, because we're about to see a bus that's not just a ride, it's a whole experience. Dakar Mobile Hotel, Vietnam's luxury sleeper. We're heading back to Vietnam, where they've taken the idea of a sleeper bus to a whole new level. Ever wondered what it'd be like to check into a hotel that can drive you to your destination? The Dakar Mobile Hotel is doing just that, and it's changing the game for overnight travel. Forget about those cramped bunks and tiny seats you're used to on overnight buses. Dakar's Mobile Hotel is basically a 5-star hotel on wheels. They've packed 32 luxurious rooms into this thing, each one designed to make you feel like you're in a fancy hotel suite, not on a bus cruising down the highway. Now you might be thinking, didn't we just see something like this in Japan? Yeah, the Dream Sleeper's pretty cool, but Dakar's taking it to another level. While Japan's bus has private rooms with reclining seats, Dakar's gone all out with actual beds. We're talking adjustable beds that you can set up just the way you like them. And they didn't stop there. Each room's got its own air conditioning, reading lights and screens. It's like they took all the best parts of a hotel room and somehow managed to fit them into a bus. But here's where it gets really crazy. Dakar's put in this flexible automatic folding and stretching mechanism. What's that mean? Well, it's like the bus can transform itself to give you even more space when you need it. It's some serious sci-fi stuff that makes sure you're comfy no matter how long the trip is. Now you might be wondering why Vietnam's going all out with these luxury buses. Well, it turns out the country's tourism industry is blowing up. More and more people are wanting to explore Vietnam, but they don't want to give up their creature comforts. That's where the Dakar Mobile Hotel comes in. It's perfect for tourists who want to see the country, but still feel like they're staying at a fancy resort. But it's not just for tourists. Turns out a lot of locals are loving these mobile hotels too. See, in Southeast Asia, people are starting to want fancier options for overnight travel. They're sick of cramped, uncomfortable buses, and they're willing to pay more for a good night's sleep. Dakar saw this trend coming and decided to go all in on luxury. The Dakar Mobile Hotel is changing the whole game when it comes to overnight bus travel. They're showing that you don't have to choose between getting somewhere and being comfortable. With these buses, the journey becomes just as awesome as the destination. It's like they've taken all the stress out of traveling and replaced it with a 5-star hotel experience. But as mind-blowing as Dakar's mobile hotel is, it's just one stop on our tour of insane luxury buses. We've seen how Vietnam's revolutionizing overnight travel. But what if you want something that's not just luxurious, but also super fast? Well, get ready, because we're about to jet off to Dubai. They've got a bus that's so crazy it makes everything else we've seen look like kids' stuff. We're talking about a ride that's not just a hotel on wheels, it's practically a spaceship. Dubai Superbus, the $18 million speed demon. Imagine stepping onto a bus and feeling like you've entered a spaceship. Now picture that same vehicle outrunning sports cars on the highway. Sounds impossible, right? Well, Dubai didn't get the memo. They've created a bus so insane it's making millionaires ditch their supercars. But here's the real kicker. It's not even the most expensive thing on this list. Meet the Dubai Superbus, an $18 million beast that's redefining what a bus can be. But how can a bus possibly be worth that much? Well, it starts with the tech. This thing's built with materials you'd usually find in missiles. Yeah, you heard that right. Missile tech in a bus. And those doors? They open up like a space shuttle. It's like they took NASA's leftover parts and decided to make a bus out of them. But it ain't just about looking cool. This bus can hit speeds of up to 250 kilometers per h. That's faster than some sports cars. You could be cruising down the highway, passing Ferraris and Lamborghinis like they're standing still. It's crazy to think that a bus, something most people associate with slow, boring trips, could smoke a supercar in a race. Now let's talk about what's inside this speed demon. The Dubai Superbus has 23 seats, but these ain't your average bus seats. We're talking massage-like leather seats that'll make you feel like you're at a spa, not on a bus. And get this, each seat has its own personal airbag. It's like they took all the safety features from a luxury car and put them in every single seat. But why would Dubai need a bus this fast and fancy? Well, it's all part of their plan to revolutionize ground transport. They're not just thinking about getting people from A to B. They're thinking about how to do it in style at speeds that'll make your head spin. It's like they looked at regular buses and said, nah, let's make something that'll blow people's minds. The Dubai Superbus isn't just a ride, it's an experience. They're planning to show it off at special events, letting people get a taste of what it's like to travel in the future. It's changing the game for luxury ground transportation. Who needs a private jet when you can cruise at 250 kilometers per h in a bus that's fancier than most people's houses? But as mind-blowing as the Dubai Superbus is, it's just one stop on our tour of insane luxury buses. We've seen how Dubai's pushing the limits of speed and technology, but what about when you want luxury that's all about comfort? Our next stop is going to show you what happens when someone decides to make a bus that's more like a rolling mansion than a speed demon. Get ready, because we're about to see what $1.6 million can buy you in the world of luxury RVs. Newmar King Aire, the all-American luxury line. You thought a $1.6 million home was impressive? Wait till you see what that kind of cash gets you on wheels. This next luxury bus ain't just a vehicle. It's a whole lifestyle upgrade that's got millionaires trading in their mansions for life on the road. But what makes it worth more than most people's houses? Meet the Newmar King Aire, the crown jewel of American luxury RVs. Newmar's been in the game for over 50 years, and they've pretty much perfected the art of making houses on wheels. But the King Aire, it's on a whole other level, so what makes this thing worth $1.6 million? For starters, it's got a glazed porcelain floor. Yeah, you heard that right. The same fancy flooring you'd find in a high-end home, but in a bus. It's like they took a luxury mansion and figured out how to make it move. But it ain't just about looking pretty. This beast's got a 605 horsepower engine under the hood. That's more power than some sports cars. You could probably drag race a Ferrari in this thing and not look too bad. Now let's talk about the outdoor living features, because what's the point of traveling across America if you can't enjoy the great outdoors, right? The King Aire's got dual Girard Nova canopies with LED lighting and wind sensors. It's like having a high-tech patio that follows you wherever you go. You can set up camp anywhere and feel like you're chilling on a fancy hotel balcony. But here's where it gets really crazy. The King Aire's got a 12.5 kilowatts Cummins own and diesel generator. That's enough juice to power a small neighborhood. You could probably run all your appliances, charge your phones, and still have enough left over to light up the campground. Now you might be wondering who's crazy enough to drop $1.6 million on an RV. Well, turns out there's a whole bunch of folks who are all about this life. We're talking about people who want to see all of America but don't want to give up their creature comforts. One King Aire owner said it's like staying in a 5-star hotel, but you get to take the hotel with you wherever you go. These people ain't messing around when it comes to travel. They want the best of everything, and they're willing to pay for it. Newmar's not just selling RVs, they're selling a whole new way to experience America. The King Aire's changing how people think about road trips. It's not about roughing it anymore, it's about bringing all the luxury of home with you, no matter where you go. But it ain't just about the fancy features. Newmar's packed this thing with the kind of tech you'd usually find in luxury homes. We're talking smart home systems, high-end appliances, the works. It's like they took all the best parts of a modern mansion and somehow crammed them into a vehicle. The King Aire is showing that you don't have to choose between luxury living and seeing the country. It's proving that you can have your cake and eat it too. Or in this case, have your mansion and drive it too.